But right now, all things are quiet but warm. 86 is our favorite number across the board today. Even the coastline still in the mid to high 80s. Titusville, you're at 87. St. Cloud, you're at 84. In Melbourne, you are also at 84 degrees. Our main concern right now is actually some tropical waves out in the Atlantic right now. There are 3 that we're watching, but mainly this middle one right here, where a couple of the models are starting to agree upon its movement towards the northwest Caribbean, developing a little bit as it gets closer to Florida and then getting pushed back out to sea. Even along the coastline, Palm Coast, you're going to be at 96, Daytona Beach, 95 degrees. And you factor in that humidity, those feels like temperatures do skyrocket. So definitely be keeping a lot of water with you and taking rest as much as you can in shade because it is going to be warm. Now with all that heat, it is a great day for the pool. So I have it at a good category though because there may be some straggling showers later that evening. But again, great day for the pool with those feels like temperatures being so hot. Now, if you're headed out to the attractions, once again, keep that water with you. It's going to be warm and muggy. But the back end of that circulation is giving us some pretty gusty winds, over 20 miles an hour at some points, even pushing towards 30 and 40 miles an hour. Although our sustained winds are in the low to high teens, they are going to remain that way for the remainder of the evening and then push back up again tomorrow morning. Plus, I'm tracking a disturbance in the southwest Caribbean right now. While you may not need to be worried about that, but some gusty thunderstorms over central Florida. I'll have that coming up after the break. But overnight, it's still going to be really warm. Low 80s for the remainder of the evening and into tomorrow morning, already starting out in the high 80s. Stick with us, we'll have more on that heat in the next half hour. First Warning Weather Live radar does show some of those rain bands offshore, but nothing's affecting us for now, and that will remain that way for the remainder of the evening. Just going to be cloud cover as we get into the early hours of tomorrow morning.
And I'm here with First Warning meteorologist Allison Jacoby, and it looks like we might get to see those afternoon thunderstorms pick back up.
Yeah, and you know what? We're already seeing some already. We have some of that moisture from the Gulf already washing in. We've got some thunderstorms over in Brevard County, and we are keeping an eye on a disturbance in the Caribbean Sea right now that is looking to head northwestwards toward the Gulf of Mexico. But right now, development will be slow if we see any. It's only at about a 20% chance of development in the next 7 days. Right now, the radar is looking pretty calm other than a spot in Flagler County. You had some rain just a bit ago, and it's now starting to diminish. And tomorrow morning, it's going to heat up quick, giving us a warm afternoon, already back at 95 in Orlando, Sanford, and DeLand, even 95 along the coastline, so we may see some records tomorrow. Here's a live look outside at New Smyrna Beach, and quite a few people are still along the coastline, and there's a gorgeous sunset out there. Over there, you're feeling like 90 degrees still, 87 in DeLand, 87 in Titusville, and a little cooler on our western communities, 83 in Wildwood, and 84 in Ocala. This weekend, we can see those higher rain chances return. A lot more rain coverage by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday, and that is going to help to drop that temperature down a little bit. It's going to be a very windy evening with a couple of pop-up showers in our southern counties over in Polk and Osceola. As we go into early Wednesday morning, we may see a little bit stronger storms from those rain bands. With this tropical update, I'm meteorologist Allison Jacoby, and we are following Tropical Storm Debbie's track into the Carolinas, but another thing we are watching are some waves out in the Atlantic. Nothing to be worried about now, but this middle wave right here, we may see some development in the next 10 days. In fact, the GFS and Euromodels do take it up towards the Caribbean, develop it up a little, but push it back out to sea. So stick with WESH 2 News. If there's any updates, we'll be the first to let you know. We had a warm day here in Central Florida, and quite a few people took to the beaches to cool off. Here's a live look outside at New Smyrna Beach, where it is still warm out there. It's 86 degrees. Inland, even warmer, 88 in Orlando and Sanford, 85 in Leesburg, and a little cooler in Claremont at 82 degrees. Right now, though, we are staying a little bit cooler with some of those breezes that are still strong, but not as strong as earlier. They were up to 20 and even 30 mile an hour wind gusts with that tropical system moving to our northeast. Now, some of those rain bands have been stretching down into our eastern communities, but most of that has cleared on out now as the evening has progressed. So as we go into later tonight and early tomorrow morning, just a lot of clouds, not going to be any more rain like we've been seeing for the past couple of days, and then back into our usual rhythm as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Now, before that rain hits though, it's going to be hot. 96 across the board, even our coastline. Palm Coast at 96 and Daytona Beach at 95 by peak heating hours tomorrow. Now remember, you factor in that humidity, it is some dangerous levels of heat. So if you're over in Lake County, you're gonna be feeling like 109 and 106. The metro area, if you're going to the attractions, still 106 degrees. So definitely be drinking a lot of water, as a lot of that heat may remain until the evening hours. Look, this is 8:30 p.m. Northwest communities will still be feeling like triple digits. So overall, we've already seen 43 days over 95 degrees because mainly of that July, that was the hottest on record. So definitely keep your water with you as you go into tomorrow afternoon. Now, luckily for us though, those lower rain chances will decrease as we get into later in the week, but they are here to stay for the next couple of days. By the time we hit the weekend though, it's going to start getting a little bit more wet and rainy with that 60% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday with highs of 94. So a little bit cooler than we've been seeing this week. Now just a glimpse at your tropics. That disturbance we were watching over here has gone away. We aren't going to see any development in the next 7 days, but we are keeping track of some waves out in the Atlantic. We may see some development from that middle wave. The Euro and the GFS model do seem to agree on its movement towards the Bahamas and the Caribbean and push off the southeast coast of the United States. So if there are any changes to that, we will keep you updated. But putting that all together for you, Thursday and Friday, high of 96 and 95, a little bit higher rain chances as we go into the weekend. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, highs of 95 and down to 93.